In a game that felt destined to be decided in the final heartbeat, the New York Knicks survived a furious push from the Houston Rockets and escaped with a dramatic 108-106 victory in front of a roaring Madison Square Garden crowd that lived and died with every possession. From the opening tip to the closing horn, the contest was defined by relentless energy, tactical adjustments, clutch shot-making, and the kind of tension that transforms a regular season matchup into something that feels much bigger. By the time the final defensive stand was secured and the buzzer echoed through the arena, the Knicks had not only secured a 2-point victory but also delivered a statement about resilience, poise, and their growing confidence in pressure-packed moments. The night began with Houston setting an aggressive tone, pushing the pace and attacking early in transition. The Rockets, known for their youthful explosiveness and defensive intensity, looked determined to dictate tempo. They forced a pair of early turnovers and converted them into quick points, quieting the home crowd momentarily. New York, however, responded with composure. Instead of rushing shots or trying to match Houston's speed recklessly, the Knicks settled into their half-court offense, moving the ball deliberately and finding open looks on the perimeter. The contrast in styles created an engaging chess match, Houston sprinting, New York calculating. As the first quarter unfolded, both teams traded scoring runs. The Rockets leaned heavily on dribble penetration, collapsing the defense and kicking out to shooters in the corners. Their ball movement was crisp, and their spacing stretched New York's defensive rotations to the limit. The Knicks countered by attacking the paint with physical drives and second-chance opportunities. Offensive rebounds became a key storyline early, as New York's front court established position and created extra possessions that prevented Houston from building a significant lead. By the end of the opening frame, the scoreboard reflected the balance of power. Neither side able to create separation, both clearly aware that this would be a 4-quarter battle. The second quarter intensified the drama. Houston's bench injected fresh energy, knocking down back-to-back three-pointers that sparked a brief surge. The Rockets' defensive pressure at the point of attack disrupted New York's rhythm, forcing contested shots late in the shot clock. For a stretch, it appeared Houston might seize control. Yet the Knicks demonstrated why they have built a reputation for toughness. They slowed the game down, worked inside out through patient ball movement, and responded with a run of their own. A crucial sequence midway through the quarter, featuring a blocked shot on one end and a fast break finish on the other, shifted momentum decisively back toward the home side. What stood out most during that stretch was New York's defensive adaptability. Rather than allowing Houston's guards to dictate matchups, the Knicks switched more aggressively and brought timely help in the paint. The Rockets, who had found success attacking downhill earlier, suddenly faced layers of resistance. Contested mid-range attempts replaced clean drives to the rim, and Houston's efficiency dipped. By halftime, the Knicks had carved out a slim advantage, but the margin felt fragile. The Rockets had shown too much offensive firepower and too much resilience to be counted out. The third quarter delivered the kind of momentum swings that define tightly contested games. Houston emerged from the locker room with renewed urgency, pushing the ball off every defensive rebound and looking to exploit any lapse in transition coverage. Their pace created confusion for a brief stretch, leading to easy buckets and a quick lead change that reignited the contest. The Garden crowd, sensing the shift, grew restless. But the Knicks answered again, not with panic, but with precision. They leaned on structured sets, high screens at the top of the key, and calculated cuts to the basket. Each possession felt intentional, each pass deliberate. As the minutes ticked down in the third, both teams began to sense the magnitude of every possession. Fouls became more strategic. Defensive rotations sharpened. Shot selection tightened. The physicality increased, particularly in the paint, where rebounds were contested with playoff-like intensity. The Rockets briefly reclaimed the lead after a deep three-pointer that sent their bench into celebration, but the Knicks responded immediately with a driving layup through contact that brought the crowd to its feet. By the time the quarter ended, the scoreboard once again reflected a near deadlock, setting the stage for a final period that would test nerves and stamina alike. The fourth quarter unfolded like a cinematic climax. Every possession felt amplified. The Rockets struck first, capitalizing on a defensive miscommunication to take a narrow advantage. New York countered with a clutch mid-range jumper, followed by a defensive stop that sparked a transition opportunity. The back-and-forth exchange intensified as both sides traded baskets in rapid succession. With under 5 minutes remaining, the game was tied, and tension gripped the arena. Houston's offensive execution down the stretch was fearless. They attacked mismatches, drew fouls, and converted critical free throws. But the Knicks refused to yield. A timely offensive rebound led to a second-chance three-pointer that swung momentum once again. The defensive effort on the next possession, forcing a contested fadeaway, proved equally vital. As the clock dipped under 2 minutes, the score remained separated by a single possession. Then came the defining sequence. With the Rockets clinging to a 1-point lead, the Knicks executed a meticulously designed set that resulted in a driving finish at the rim. The basket gave New York a slim 108-106 edge and sent the crowd into a frenzy. Yet there was still time, enough for Houston to orchestrate one final opportunity. The Rockets advanced the ball deliberately, ensuring they would have the last shot. The tension was palpable, the noise deafening. Houston's final possession unfolded exactly as planned until the final second. A guard penetrated the lane, drawing defenders, before kicking out to an open teammate near the arc. The shot left his hands cleanly, the ball arcing high toward the rim as the buzzer approached. For a split second, time seemed suspended. Then the ball struck the rim, bounced once, twice, and rolled off. The horn sounded. The Knicks had survived. The aftermath was a mixture of relief and exhilaration. Players embraced at midcourt. Coaches exchanged handshakes. The Garden erupted in sustained applause. The 108-106 victory was more than just another win in the standings. It was a testament to resilience under pressure. For New York, the triumph underscored their growth in late-game execution. For Houston, the narrow defeat demonstrated how close they are to turning competitive performances into statement victories. Statistically, the game told a story of balance. Both teams shot efficiently, both moved the ball effectively, and both competed fiercely on the glass. The difference ultimately lay in execution during the final minutes. One extra rebound, one defensive rotation completed perfectly, one shot that found the bottom of the net instead of the rim. For the Knicks, the victory reinforced their identity as a team capable of grinding out wins when aesthetics give way to grit.